Hey, awesome friends. I am Awesome Danny. Welcome back to the channel. And today I want to talk about the Soundpeats Space. Oh, I was covering it up there. I didn't know Soundpeats made full headphones. I thought they were just a TWS. This is actually, I think, their second one. I haven't heard the first one, but they reached out, said, hey, would Sony like to review the Soundpeats Space? And then I said, is it okay if I check it out too? And they're like, I guess. We really wanted to send it to Sunny though. So there'll be a clip of Sunny checking out the space later and maybe some pictures sprinkled throughout. Spoiler alert on Sunny's behalf, he doesn't like it. Not why you think though. Same as with any of the Soundpeats stuff, they're wireless. So that means there's no cable for him to destroy while they're in use. So he doesn't care for them. Yes, I know. He's upset because I won't give him any more treats or a cable. So Soundpeats Space, thank you Soundpeats. So before we get started on the details of the space, there's a few things I wanted to just mention real quick, just in case you end up wanting to purchase it. Soundpeats usually releases their new items with like a discount code, you know, something to make it more appealing on release. That way, you know, if it's something that seems like you'd be interested in, there's usually a deal to start off. Well, there is a discount right now. Like retail price is $79.99, and then on Amazon, which I'll link down below, they're $62.99. So there's a discount just right off the bat. But there's also a coupon you can add on Amazon. The last I checked, it was available right now. Double check, make sure. I never want you guys to pay full price for anything if possible, but there's a discount coupon for 20% off. And thanks to Soundpeats, here we actually have a channel discount. So we have an additional 10% off if you use the code that I have in the description. All of this is unaffiliated, by the way, so it's just a way that I can try to get you guys some savings. Again, I never want you guys to spend more than you need to. So anyways, read the description. Lots of stuff in there for you guys. Now let's continue. So Soundpeats Space comes in 3 colors. We got the black ones, which I like. It literally looks like what's on the box itself. There is also a white one and a beige one, or cream color or something. I really like Soundpeats aesthetic that they go for. I believe it is unique and it helps them stand out a little bit. I can tell even without branding or any logos, the color scheme usually lets me know when it's a Soundpeats set, which is good. It's nice. Unboxing, well, it was minimal. You get the box, there's the headphones in there, of course, and there is a aux cord, 3.5 to 3.5 in case you want to hardwire, and then there's a charging cable, USB-C, which you're not going to need very often, and we'll get into that in a little bit. You're not going to need it very much at all. So going into the build is what you expect at this price range. Usually all the wireless headphones that I see at around $100 or less, it's this typical type of build. It is what you expect. Feels a little budget. It's nice and comfortable. It feels like it's built well. It's just plastic, and the ear cups are the pleather material, and so is the headband material. And there's a little bit of padding there as well, but like I mentioned, they're very comfortable. You can probably swap out the ear pads. I didn't try that because then it would hurt the ANC, but the ear pads being pleather do get a little warm. And usually I use, you know, wireless sets in the kitchen or out on walks. So I definitely noticed, you know, when they would get a little warm, and I tend to be pretty sweaty too. So your mileage may vary there. So like I mentioned, they have ANC, which I thought was actually pretty good at this price point. It did an okay job. It was better at the lower range noises. So anything like my fridge back there, or whenever I had the AC on, because there's a vent right above me right here, and cars driving by, because parking lot is actually not too far out that way from this wall. it was fine. It just completely canceled those out. No issues whatsoever. Now with higher frequency stuff, it did have some trouble. So some of those would still get in. People talking, if they were closer, so like not when they were actually further out, that wasn't too bad. But if they were closer, if somebody came up to me and stood next to me and talked to me, it would come through. But again, that was, you know, within closer proximity. Or when Sonny is sitting here meowing for food, I could hear him, and he doesn't shut up until he gets food. So like I mentioned before, that charging cable that you're not going to need very often, the reason is because Soundpeats claims 123 hours of battery life without ANC on, and half of that with ANC. And I believe them. I do tend to listen at lower volumes, so keep that in mind. But I was getting on average like 1% battery for every about 2 hours. Ridiculous. This is with ANC off, by the way. But with ANC on, it wasn't that much worse, to be honest. And again, I listen at lower volumes. Your mileage may vary there. So actually, I've had these for about a month now, and I've charged them maybe twice. I think once, to be honest. There was the initial unboxing once I got them, and then I fully charged them to make sure that they were good. And then later on, I just charged them again. They weren't dead. I just felt like I needed to. But again, this battery just goes forever. It's very impressive. And for your connection options, you have the hardwired 3.5 connection that I mentioned before. I wouldn't recommend using that unless you really have to. I do not like the driver tuning on its own. It does, in my opinion, benefit from having the DSP, or digital signal processing, active, which is on when you have it running through Bluetooth. But again, you have the hardwire, you have Bluetooth 5.3, supports SBC and AASC codecs. So no matter what phone you have, what operating system you use, if you use Android or Apple, you're fine. It's going to work. It's going to connect. You'll get full features and good sound. So speaking of sound, before I get into that, I do want to mention the app. Soundpeats, in my opinion, has a very strong app. It might be a little minimalistic, but there is a few good features on there, and it's not more than you need. Anything, in my experience, that I've needed, it's just there, and that's all. There's no clutter. There's no extra stuff that I will never touch. In fact, the adaptive EQ is probably the thing I use the least, but it's useful. So everything is useful. But also, just to clarify, you do not need the app installed to use any of their products. They work right out of the box. App is going to bring you a lot of benefits though. So the app will give you access to a lot of features that you might not be able to engage or modify on the device itself, but also it would give you updates. So any firmware updates on the device or the app will help. For example, the Soundpeats Space actually had an update to their stock tuning. I'll get into that in the sound in a bit. Back to the app. So like I mentioned, you have the adaptive EQ. You have a bunch of EQ presets that you can choose from. And if they're not what you're looking for, you actually have a custom EQ that you can set up yourself. So basically, once I get into the sound, keep in mind that no matter what I say about the sound, you can change it. So if it's not something that you might like, you can change it. If it's something you want to change just to try something new, you can change it. It's a very useful tool. Oh, also there's like game mode, which reduces latency. I still don't like wireless headphones or any type of Bluetooth headphones for gaming. In more casual games, sure, single player stuff, whatever. But anything online or multiplayer, there's just too much latency that gets added up throughout the chain, which makes it just a little bit unenjoyable for me, the experience overall. So I would always recommend wired, but these were great on, you know, I had them on the Steam Deck, I had them on my phone, on the tablet. It was just minimal delay while watching videos, little bit of delay while gaming. So if you just need audio, they'll work. But if you need something a little bit more responsive for like competitive play, make sure you wire them in or use something else. All right, now getting into the serious stuff, the sound. Dun dun dun. Nah, these sound pretty good actually. At first, when I first got them before the update to the stock tuning, they were a little different than what you usually expect from Soundpeats. They had a very like full and thicker lower end, and it just made the bass very fluffy. It had good, you know, fun bass. It really felt like it was moving the air. But once you went into the upper mids, because mids were just pretty much linear, and then you go into the upper mids, there was no gain there. They remained linear. So there was no forward presence or clarity there. But again, they fixed that in the update for the stock tuning. They added some upper mids. Treble is fine as well. Can get a little bit splashy, but again, the app you can totally change that to your preference. One thing I do like about Soundpeats though, and this is the same on this headphone as it is on their in-ear earphones, is their drivers really do bass well. I like how fun and boomy and thumpy the bass is. They really move. So any of those fun genres, your hip hop, your pop, or for me, for example, my K-pop just is really nice. There's that rumble in the sub bass and then that thump in the mid bass, and it's just very fun and enjoyable. So a comparison, I actually have a couple of just random budget Bluetooth headphones. Before I got into the hobby, I collected a few just regular over-ear ANC Bluetooth headphones, and a lot of them I paid more than this set. And just comparing, like for example, the Impal H12, which I used for a long time, had good ANC. It was maybe on par to the Space, but like comfort and build were very similar. It's just sound was not even close. Soundpeats Space just sounds a lot better. You know, a lot of more forwardness, clarity in the sound and the stock tuning. And then you have the app options. A lot of other Bluetooth headphones that I have don't have that. I mean, at that price point, it was usually just, here's a Bluetooth headphone and you get what you get. That's it. But the cool thing about Soundpeats is you have the very strong app at the core, and then if you get any other products, you have that freedom, you have that versatility with all of them, which is amazing. So it's a fun and very useful ecosystem to get into. You know, as soon as you buy a Soundpeats, you install the app, then any of the other stuff just becomes a really nice option that's easily customizable, and you can build any type of use case that you might have. It's really become one of my favorite wireless brands. All right, I need to stop my praising and chilling here before Sunny gets upset, since remember, Sunny does not like that they're wireless. So Soundpeats Space, my rec rating, this is an easy 2. Again, full MSRP, $80. Accessories, a little lacking, even though, I mean, you don't really need much with headphones. I guess that would be my thing. Maybe a little case would have been nice, but I mean, it's good value because of the app. The build is pretty good. The sound is customizable, so it can be amazing or whatever you want it to be. So that's awesome. Easy rec rating 2. Buy it on sale. If you need something like this, it's a good buy. Like I said, there is discount coupons in the description below. If you happen to be looking for over-ear Bluetooth headset, this is an option. So go check out some more reviews, see if it's something that might, you know, satisfy your needs, and please use the coupons. Do not pay full price. But that's it from me, guys. I am Awesome Danny, and until next time, you stay awesome, friends. Bye. Hey, awesome friends. look who wanted to join us today. We got a new bag of treats, sir. I had to restock recently, so thank you, Patreons. All right, Sonny, can you give me a paw shake? Paw? Good job, buddy. So he actually just recovered from a cold. Poor guy was sniffling. Sonny, I have your fur in my eye. He was sniffling and he was sneezing a lot. Pound it. Pound it. Come on, pound it. I'll give you more treats. Sonny, pound it. Pound it. Good job, buddy. Let's see if we can hear him munching. Not sure if you can hear that, but he munching. So yeah, he had a cold, a little kitty cold. He looked miserable. He was just laying around. He would get up and get water and maybe food, and that's it. And then he'd go hide in a box. Hey, paw first. Paw, good job, buddy. But he's better now. He's also going to have a vet appointment soon because he had an asthma attack recently. That was scary. Sonny, you're not supposed to be on the desk. It only happened once, and it was like right after he was recovering from his cold, so I'm not sure if that had something to do with it. But he's been fine. I just want to make sure he's okay because I love this little guy. Right, buddy? Love you, buddy. So, Sonny, what do you think of the Soundpeats Space? It doesn't have any cables, so you can't chew them up. It's wireless. So what do you think? Are you just staring at the snacks? You want treats? Okay. Last ones. Right here. Last treats. This dude's a fat ass. All right. We're going to get started with the review. Are you going to stick around or are you going to want to leave? Pretty sure he's going to want to leave. As soon as the snacks are done, he's done. That's usually how it works. Sonny, that's all? No? Okay. Sonny, found it. High five? High five? Can you do a high five? No? Or whatever. All right, let's get started with the video.